All right, everybody. So today, you actually John already today. So today we're going to talk about some options if my opponent gets the same grips that I have, right? So he grabbed a hold of the collar and sleeve, but he grabbed a hold of the collar and sleeve, right? It can be very difficult to facilitate the conditions we want from this. You see a lot of tournament matches, particularly, end up basically with for like 5 minutes, two guys like here, just both doing the same thing. Say you're like pushing me away, and they're just like and nobody wants to commit to a throw because they're going to try to don't let me get on the inside. They're trying to get in, the guy's not going to let them, and so on and so forth. It kind of becomes just like a stalling match. So we're going to work on some options to compromise his positioning when he grabs a hold of me. The biggest thing is going to be this collar grip, like taking advantage of this collar grip. The sleeve grip should be basically easy to break if I let go of this, right? I should be able to circle that in. But this is the thing that he can manipulate. We work on ourselves in this semester so far. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to utilize going into the Russian tie, right? And the way that's going to work is I'm going to take advantage of the fact that the arm does not turn in every direction. Come here, so we're here. What I want to do, I can reach over and grab the sleeve. I would want to get a good tight grip on it, or I could just kind of cup the wrist. But what I want to do is, say we're here, you say you have my sleeve grip. I either want to break that grip and commit to this, or I can kind of just hold on and go. But basically, I'm going to the side. Let's say I break the grip, grab the sleeve, and I'm going to go here. And I want to just make this point. He has to let go of that grip, right? Eventually, that's going to, say we go back, I'm going to go really slow. Don't let go of this grip. Like eventually, right, he's going to let go of that thing. Pretty simple way to disengage that grip. If you don't particularly care about your opponent's well-being, I'm not going to do this, but let's say you're not holding on, but just like put your hand there as if you were holding on, is you can go pretty violently into this. You can either hyperextend the elbow, or say you grab a hold, I can keep that elbow bent and work like a shoulder lock right in there. If you actually watch, Reggie did it with a wizard, but same concept when John Jones fought Glover Teixeira. They were fighting against the corner, or against the fence rather. He had this overhook, and he got that elbow wedged inside. So let's say it was like, when it was turned here, and he like wizarded it so hard that he separated his shoulder right there, right? It's like first minutes of the fight. So same basic premise. He grabs the collar, and then I'm either going to pinch the tricep and kind of Americana that arm, or I can extend it and work to hyperextend that elbow. Either way, he's going to disengage that grip. I'm going to get to this Russian tie position. Again, I can try to like work it to like a hyperextension. You can actually have some pretty gnarly judo options. Your Waki Gatame is here, which is I wouldn't advise doing this to other human beings because it's really dangerous. But basically, I'm going to take this over and take you straight to the mat here. That's a really good way to break someone's arm, like right away. Yeah. Or I just kind of keep this pressure underneath here in this Russian tie. Make sure I have decent head positioning, i.e. I don't want my spine bent. I want to have good posture, and ideally, say you're trying to turn to face me, I'm keeping you from facing me by keeping that shoulder pressure. My personal favorite transition, for you guys, I probably don't need to show too much Russian tie stuff, but my favorite transition that I find the most effective from this scenario is I'm going to, say you're trying to circle this square up with me, right? I'm here. Boom. I'm going to catch the hip, plant my foot next to yours, baseball slide back, take it out. And that's the Tani Otoshi. And so it's basically just a heel trip pulling it backwards. But again, if you know any Russian tie stuff, I mean, everything from the Russian tie is pretty much valid there. So let's see, can I grab you real fast? You can see all that. So again, Jeremy here, we have the collar and sleeve. We're kind of neutral. Ideally, I would break this grip first, which is usually pretty easy or relatively simple. Shift you a little bit that way. And then from here, you can grab the hand, you can grab the sleeve, but if you grab the sleeve, it's got to be like a really solid grip, i.e. a loose grip is not going to do much here. I'm going to bump in the back. I can either pin this and kind of almost Americana that arm to get them to loosen that grip, or let's say you got me posted out really far or something, I can use this to hyperextend the elbow and break the grip there. if I hyperextend the elbow, and I would say if you guys want to practice this really slow. My elbow is going to go over top. I'm going to think about turning his thumb to the floor, catch here, drive his shoulder to the mat. This is a Waki, Gatame. I call this the rock and roll arm bar because you end up like, you have the arm. It's stupid. I like that arm bar a lot though. I hit that on a lot. Not from that position because I have like decency. But anyways, you have the collar. Other option is I just simply get here and I get this pressure on the shoulder. And I have my head position. And as he tries to square up with me, I'm going to chase. And what I'm looking for is to find this hip control. From there to hit this trick effectively, I want to put my foot close to his foot, and I'm just going to baseball slide to block and pull him backward. Does that make sense, guys? Cool. And I know, like I said, you guys wrestle, so you know some Russian Thai stuff, so feel free to play around with that. We actually did this before, right? Yeah. So, all right, let's go ahead and partner up, work it out. 1, 2, 3.